Page 44, Malaguena. On pages 42 and 43, they're giving you major and minor triads. I really don't care for presenting them in this particular fashion. I would prefer you learn the triads from the scales. Learn the scale first, because it makes knowing which notes are in the, whether it's black keys or white keys and all that, it makes that so much easier. You don't have to memorize anything if you know the scale. You know, C major scale uses all white keys, and we're using one chords on all these, okay? So one chord is just the first, third, and the fifth step of the scale, whatever it is. Well, in C major, it's here. Now, if you want a minor, you simply take the middle note and take it down a step, half step. That's the only difference between major and minor, is that. Pick another one. What they got? G major. Well, G major has one sharp and F sharp. Otherwise, it's all white keys. So the one chord is the 1, 3, and the 5 for a G chord or one chord. If you want a G minor chord, you take the middle step down. Here. But I don't have to remember is this a major chord or a minor chord or what, if I know the scale. Take a different one. Let's go over second line on page 43. The D, a D major, if you know the scale, it has two sharps, an F sharp and a C sharp. Those notes. So if you want a one chord, you take the first, third, and the fifth step, and that's the D chord or the one chord in D major. Well, the black key's built in. You don't have to remember, is that a black key or not? If you know the scale, you know it is. And then for a minor, D minor, you just take it down one. That's a D minor. And that's how I prefer to do majors and minors. And you can do that in all 12 keys. It doesn't matter. It works if you know the scale. And that's how I prefer to approach it than what they're doing. Now, Malaguena. They talk about it up here. It's a dance. That's important. Dance. Keep that in mind. 3/4 time, no sharps or flats. We C major or A minor, because both of those keys have no sharps or flats. Well, I look at the end of the piece. Most of the time that'll tell me, and if the last couple measures were here and here, that's an A minor chord. Because we have the A minor chord, remember, we don't know. The key of A major is 3 sharps, a C sharp. If you knew the A major scale, you know that. You probably haven't got to that scale yet, but well, if you take first, third, and that's an A major chord. Got a black key. If I want an A minor chord, I just take that down one. And that's what we have at the bottom here. A minor. So I say it's in the key of A minor. Now let's take this. I'm going to kind of take both hands together because it goes back and forth between the hands, so we'll try it and see if we can do that. At the beginning, you're starting here, here, and the right hand when it comes in is here, so we're kind of here. And it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. All quarter notes. They're all white keys except for the accidental. Okay. Now in the last measure of each of the first 2 lines, that's measure 4 and measure 8, they give you a natural sign in front of the G. It's not necessary, it's a G natural anyway. They're being nice to you. They're just reminding you, because you had 2 G sharps already, they're just letting you know, by the way, this really is a natural. So don't think it's a mistake in the music and play it as a sharp. Because sometimes they make mistakes in the music and you think, does it sound right? And you might think, well, it should be a sharp, and you'll just do it. This way, there's no question. It's a natural. Measure 9. 1, 2, 3. And then, now thumb in the right hand. Now you have 3 of these quarter notes. The last quarter note has to be with the thumb, because you're going up an octave. The first 2 quarter notes, you could keep it in 3. I could do a 3, 2, 1. I could do a 3, 3, 1. Whatever. It's just make sure you have a thumb on that last quarter note. So in measure 11, it's here. I could do it here. depends on how fast it goes. If it's a really fast piece, I would suggest you use different fingers on repeated notes. Just learn to do that. You should do it in both hands. You get that hang of it. It really will come in handy as the music gets more difficult. So try it out and see. Now, measure 13. You ended measure 12 here. And you're staying right here in this position. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1. Come down to the right hand. Hold these dotted half notes. Come down in the right hand. Come down. So you got to move the right hand down. And then you're going to repeat back to the reverse repeat sign. However, for now, let's go on. Measure 21. It's a broken chord, but we're using both hands to do it. You got that again in the right hand on measure 31. I do a 3-2-1 in the right hand. Going on, right hand comes, or left hand comes down here, and then the right hand comes down and does this one, and then the left hand crosses over and does the same notes an octave higher, and then the right hand plays the top A, and then you go back down, and then an A minor and an A, and the same notes an octave lower. Okay, so you got an idea of the fingering and the rhythm and all? Now let's try and add a little bit of articulation. Well, it's connected here at the beginning. It's all legato. It's got to sound like one hand played the whole thing. Now we have accents. So measure 10, just a little louder. And I play these more like an eighth note and an eighth rest. Not real short, just helps to bring out the accent a little bit. And then for measure 13, the left hand is connected. It's all legato. The right hand here, wrist, staccato. Now, the top of page 45 for measure 19, I disagree with this. Well, first off, you don't always lift up before and after a slur, but most of the time you do. In this slur, I would not lift up before or after it. I would just connect it. Just connect it all together. Otherwise, you get this. And to me, that doesn't flow. I want it to flow. So I would connect all those quarter notes together for measures 18, 19, and 20, and going on, whether you repeat or not, connect that note to the next note you're going to play. So, or if I go on, and now we have eighth notes. Remember, they're eighth notes. It's not quarter notes. You don't connect these. You could, but technically you don't. Note measure 24 to measure 20. Do that each time. Connect that one. We've had this before. And then they've got each of these grouped here. I think you should play it all legato. Now accent, accent. Fermata, you'd hold out a little longer. If I do this with a metronome, I'll hold it for 6 counts instead of 3. Then we add the dynamics. Well, moderately loud at the beginning. This is sort of introduction. Into the second line around measure 7, you're going to crescendo up to loud. It's not a lot of difference between moderately loud and loud. You're only going to go up a little bit and save most of your going up to the end of measure 8. So it's measure 5, accent, you probably should be very loud, but I kind of question that. I think loud is good enough. Just separate them. Then come back down to moderately loud. That's the melody. These chords, keep these down to about a moderately soft, just a little softer. All the time I'm doing a chord, I want to hear that note, the note I'm holding down. I want to hear that. So again, measure 13. And then over on measures 19 and 20, you're going to swell up and go down. Go da-da-dum, go up to there. So feel that in there. Then going on to measure 21, now you're down to moderately soft. Just come down a little bit. Not soft, just sort of soft. Go up to moderately loud. You see the long arrow above the top staff there on measure 26, 27, and 28. You're going to go up to loud. You don't want to get loud until measure 29. So just take your time here. Say most of that to the end. And I like maybe one measure at a time. So I'm going to moderately loud. Stay moderately loud. Just a hair louder. Now come up. Then the last line, you're going to go up to loud. You start moderately loud. Here, stay loud. Loud, loud. Something like that. Then you get the speed. Allegro is fast. Yeah, it's different. You have to play it accurately. So don't go beyond your speed limit. So sort of the speed. And then they add pedal. Oh goody. You don't need pedal on this piece. You do just fine without. But they've added pedal, I think mainly for the overtones. So build it up, because you're only using it when you're getting really kind of loud. Sort of. Now I'm going to push the pedal down right after I play the note, measure 9. And I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to lift it up at the end of the line, right before I play the note, measure 13. I want a little silence there. I don't want to connect it. It's a new section. I want to hear it. So again, you don't use pedal again until measure 29. You do it the same way here. You can connect it. On measure 29 was really the end of the song. But then you hold it down. And then at the end, the pedal and the hands come up together. Yay, team. Okay, so much for that. At the top there on page 45, measure 20 above the staff, they have the repeat for measure 13. Well, you don't need that note. All you need is a repeat sign. They're just helping you out, so don't get confused. The idea is, with a repeat sign, you go back to the beginning and play it again, unless there's a reverse repeat sign in the middle. And there is. There's a reverse repeat sign at measure 13. So you don't need the note. You do it anyway. You just go back to the reverse repeat sign and go on. So don't get too confused because they put these notes in. They're just helping you out. It's not really part of the music. Play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. So I'll give us 3 counts. Let's just go over it slowly. 1, ready, go. Repeat. Three, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Off.